Hey guys, this is Rachel with Cypress Textiles, and today we're going to make the Vienna Square from the 2020 VVCAL. Starting with the slip knot, I'm going to make a chain 3 as usual for this crochet along, and slip stitch in the third chain from the hook. Of course, you can use whatever center ring method that you prefer. Now we're going to jump straight in with a single crochet straight into the center ring without chaining up before, just one single crochet, and then chain 1 and repeat that 3 more times. Single crochet, chain 1 until you have 4 singles and 4 chains in your center ring. So last one, single crochet, chain 1, and now you're just going to make a slip stitch in that first single. And keep in mind, you could always do 8 single crochet, but I just prefer to do the single crochet chain 1. That's why it's not so bulky. All right, so now I've joined my round with the slip stitch in the first single, and then in that same stitch you're going to make a beginning 4DC popcorn. So just go straight into your stitch with a single crochet and a chain 1, and then 3 double crochets in that same single crochet stitch. Okay, so now we've got 4 double crochets, including the beginning one here. Release the loop from the hook, insert the hook front to back through the chain of your single crochet chain 1, your first DC of the round. Grab that loop and pull the loop through to the front to close your first popcorn. So this is the beginning 4DC popcorn. Now you're going to chain 2, and now we're going to work into our chain 1. So go ahead and just make 2DC cluster, chain 2, 2DC cluster into your chain 1 stitch, your first chain. So yarn over, insert your hook into, back up. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain stitch, pull up a loop, draw the yarn through 2 loops on the hook, and repeat that once more. And that is your 2DC cluster once you draw the yarn through all 3 loops on your hook. All right, chain 2 and 2DC cluster again in that same chain space, and chain 2. And now you're going to find your next single crochet, which is right here, and make a 4DC popcorn in it. So you're just going to work 4 double crochet in the same stitch. And then just like we did before, release your loop from the hook, insert the hook front to back through the first DC of your 4DC group there. Grab the yarn and pull it through to the front to close your popcorn. Chain 2. Once again, in your next chain space, 2DC cluster, chain 2, 2DC cluster. All right, so here's my second round, and I'll point everything out to you here. In each of the 4 single crochet stitches, we worked a 4DC popcorn, and then in each of the chain spaces, we worked 2DC, chain 2, 2DC, and then all of these stitches have 2 singles in between them. For this next round, we're going to start with a beginning DC in this next chain space. So just go straight in with a single and chain 1. That's your first DC of the round. And then 4 DC in the same chain space. So we have a total of 5 DC, including that beginning DC that we first made with the single crochet chain 1. All right, and now we're going to work just a chain space, just chain 1, and then you're going to skip this chain 2 space right here. And then in the next chain space, you're going to make your 5 double crochet. Okay, I'll back up and show you how that's looking so far. All right, so we skipped that chain space that's in between the 2 2DC clusters. Okay, now we're going to do a picot. So you're going to take a chain 3, and then you're going to make a single crochet in these two top sidebars of the DC that you made before you chained 3. So you're just going to go straight into this last DC that you made and make a single crochet. And that's going to make your picot. And then I'll do 5 double crochet in the next chain space, and then I'll step back and show you how your picot is going to look. Get it? 4 and 5. Okay, and here's how, this is going to be a flower petal as we keep going. So you've got 5 double crochet, picot, 5 double crochet. All right, now we're going to chain 1 again. Keep going with the wrong side of my hook. Chain 1, and then we're going to start this over. Okay, here's how my round looks when it's done. And I made a slip stitch into the beginning DC, the first DC of the round here. So you can see how it looks there. It looks like it's going to be 4 flower petals once we tack down this center center chain space there. So first thing we're going to do to get down to this first center chain space is just make slip stitches all the way down these 4 double crochets here. So just slip stitch straight into these DCs and make sure that your slip stitch isn't too tight, because you do want it to just lay over the top of that double crochet. So there's your slip stitches, and then what you're going to do is treat this chain 2 space and this chain 1 space as if they were one. So you're just going to go straight underneath this chain 2 space, and you're going to be working around both chain spaces just like as if they were just together. So make your single crochet into this chain space. So you're going to pull up your loop, and then when you close your single crochet, you've closed it around both chain spaces there. So that's going to tack down your petal. Now chain 4. And your next single crochet is going to be around this popcorn from 2 rounds prior. So you're going to go up through the hole right before the popcorn, and then down through the hole right after the popcorn. Then when you flip it over, you see where your hook is oriented to make your single crochet. So that's how I pulled up my loop and made my single. Okay, now chain 4. And now you're working another single into these chain spaces. So just kind of come in where your yarn is, your chain 4 is still behind the petal, and just peek your hook up over here to make your single crochet. Then chain 4. And you're going to see, if I flip this over and show you, your chain 4 spaces on the back are showing up there, and the petals are staying to the front. So single crochet around this 4DC popcorn, just like that. Flip it to the front, and you can see how to make your single there. All right, so from the front, all we've done is tack down these petals so it looks a little more flowery now. And you can kind of see, if you tilt this forward, these are the 2 bars of your single crochet that you made around your 40C popcorn. So they still stick out. You just went around the very top of them. And then I'm going to flip it over and show you how I have these 8 chain 4 spaces now. Okay, so now we're going to build our next round off of this chain space ring that we have here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make straight into the next chain space, this chain 3 space here. We're going to put 3 double crochet. So for our first double crochet, we're just going to make a beginning DC, so go straight in for a single and chain 1, and then make 2 more double crochet in that same chain space. So for 3 doubles total. Then we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to work 3 double crochet in the next chain space. And chain 1 again. And so here you can see, if I push the petal forward, how we have 3 double crochet separated by a chain 1 across these first 2 chain 4 spaces here. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is make our corner in this single crochet stitch right here. So we're going to work 3 trebles, just yarn over twice and make your treble crochet in the actual single crochet stitch. Make 3 trebles, and then chain 3, and then 3 trebles. All right, so here's how that corner looks. 3 trebles, chain 3, 3 trebles. Okay, here's our final round here. I did bend in these petals to show you how this looks. And I slip stitched into the first stitch of the round, which is this beginning DC, and you go into the chain of your beginning DC. So our next step here is to slip stitch twice. That way you get to this center chain. And we're gonna go into the center chain with 3 double crochet. So first we're gonna make a beginning DC by making single crochet and chain 1. That's the first DC of the round, and 2 more double crochet in that same chain space. Now in this pattern, I didn't do this, but you can do this if you like. Some people were asking me if you anchor the picot or not so that the petals lay flat on their own. It doesn't bother me, but if it does bother you, you can do this. So just in this second double crochet right here. So you've got your beginning DC, you're gonna make 3 total in this chain space. So in the next one, the second one, go ahead and yarn over for your DC, but instead of just going straight into your chain space, also go into through these back 2 bars of your picot. And basically you're picking up the back 2 bars of the single crochet that you used to close your picot. So go through it right here. You can see that I'm picking up these bars on my hook, and then go through your chain space. And that way, whenever you go ahead and make your double crochet, you've trapped the back of that picot. And that's definitely something that you can do if you like it better. Then you're gonna kind of tilt your petal to the front so you can make your last double crochet in that same chain space. Into the next chain space, we're gonna work 3 double crochet. All right, and then we're at our corner chain space where we're gonna do 3 DC, chain 3, 3 DC. All right, and then just continue around just like this. So in the next chain space, 3 DC. All right, so here's how that round looks when it's done. And I joined with the slip stitch into the beginning DC, that chain space of the beginning DC. And now for this round, we're actually these next 2 rounds, we're just gonna work single crochet rounds. So we're gonna make single crochet in all of the stitches around for this second to last round, and then make 5 singles in each corner chain space. All right, so just work singles all the way up until you get to that corner. And then once you're at the corner, you're gonna make 5 singles in that chain space. Okay. So we're just gonna work that way around until we're back to this beginning stitch. Okay, so the second to the last round is finished, and I slip stitch in the first single of the round, and that was just a single crochet round, and the next round is also. So for the next round, you're just gonna make single crochet in all the stitches. Once you come to your corner single crochet, you're gonna make 3 singles in it, and then just keep going around, 3 single crochet in each of your 4 corners, and just make a slip stitch when you get to the beginning. And so I actually have a square that's complete, and I also wanted to show you the difference between the petals when they're leafy and kind of 3D, and also when they're tacked down. So this motif is complete. It has the final single crochet round, and it's got the 3 singles in the corner. It's got the slip stitch in the first single. And if you want more of these squares, you can go to the 2020 VVCAL playlist on my YouTube channel, or you can head to cypresstextiles.net. I have tons of squares on there with charts, written instruction, and step-by-step photos, all that good stuff. So I will see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.